I'm Moser, and this is the MonoLoco workshop. If you've ever seen an X-Carve in person, you'll just know how big and heavy and bulky these things just are, how awkward they are. So I decided to build a counterweight slide-away table, and this is how I did it. I didn't want it big and bulky, but I wanted it to be nice and strong. So I picked up some maple from the local lumberyard. The first part of this project is really just to build a table with a frame with legs that the X-Carve can mount on, and legs would swing out. After the general table and legs were constructed, I had to build a rail system and devise a swinging, sliding mechanism that would hook the table to the rails and let it all slide up and down, but be strong enough to be able to hold the weight. Using the X-Carve, I cut out a whole bunch of different brackets and collars and everything that I needed. The plywood collars didn't work out quite as well as expected, so I ended up getting some Aleppo pine, which is still pretty strong stuff, and that seemed to work out fine. I sanded everything up and I waxed the crap out of it. Everything on this just got lots of wax. I mean, I needed things to slide and stay clean, so sanding and waxing it was, and sanding and waxing. I ended up just using some electrical conduit for all of these pipes and rails that I really needed. I would provide some plans for this, but it was really just drawn up on a napkin. At this point, I was pretty excited. I mean, I could see it actually coming together and working, so that was pretty cool. I had to cut recesses for the legs so everything would sit flat against the wall. And then I put some stop blocks at the bottom of the rails so the table would sit flat with the legs. And then I just used a kind of a French cleat locking system so it would lock on the wall. There's not a ton of weight. I mean, it's probably about 20 pounds on this thing. So there's not a lot of weight. I was kind of worried about the kind of 90-degree French cleat, but so far so good. It's been up there for a couple months now. Since there was so much weight involved, I really needed some counterweights, which means I needed some pulleys. I didn't want to buy them, so I made them, and then just got some metal and cut some brackets for them. At this point, the whole entire thing was pretty much done, aside from installing the counterweights. I needed to weld some hooks on top of the counterweights and tie them off, and they actually ended up being a little too heavy. I actually cut pieces off of them twice to try to reduce the amount of weight. I needed to bolt the X-Carve to the table, so actually using the X-Carve, I cut recessed bolt holes so I could put carriage bolts in. This whole project almost got a little out of hand. When I first thought it up, it was a little more simple. I didn't really think about the weight involved. I mean, this thing is ridiculously heavy. So then I had to get counterweights. Then I had to make pulleys. And then I had to like wax everything so it would slide. And then I still had too much friction. Had to cut the weights. And just kind of on and this and that. It works. It looks pretty badass when it's up on the wall. But if I was gonna do it again, I might do it a little bit differently, but still, I'm happy with it. I'm glad it's done. Now I can kind of move on to other stuff. I mean, this project alone, 140 individual clips for that. That was kind of crazy, and I crammed it all down to 5.5 minutes, at least the building portion of it. 5.5 minutes, 140 clips, that's nuts. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment down below. If you didn't, comment down below, whatever. Share it out to your friends. Let them know about my crazy counterweight slide-away table. If this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. I have other videos, other formats of videos. There's a lot of other stuff, old stuff, new stuff. Check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching.